Hello and Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome. Thank you for being here today. My name is Mama and I am excited to guide you throughout today's topic. Throughout history, human interactive has been shaped by way we manage, receive and communities time today and are taking a deep dive into uh, three simple words that carry massive emotional, cultural, and uh, physically, psychologically weight. Hurry up. Over the time, over the next 20 to 25 minutes, we will trace the story of the time sensitive, perhaps exploring where it comes from, how it how it affects our mind and relationship and why it meaning changing depend on how say and where you are in the world. Let's jump right in. From the business open air market of the ancient world for modern digital notification flashing on our smartphone, urgent command to speed up notification flashing on your smartphone, urgent command to set up have always has always echoes through human society. The modern English expression "hurry up" emerged around the late 18th to 19th century during the onset of the Industrial Revolution, a time when factory clock replaced natural daylight cycle and time became money. But hurry up is more than a linguistic command. It is a cultural artifact in psychology. It trigger an immediate rush, uh, cortisol, and adrenaline in, instantly shifting our body into stress response in relationship depending on tones depending on tone it can convey efficiency micro aggressive panic or playfulness across culture. Some societies treat punctuality and speed as ultimate sign of respect, while others who view rushing or as rude to chaotic. Chaotic. Today, we examine how these three small syllables mirror our modern observation with speed, productivity, and urgency. Today, I will all of these intro I will discuss. I will discuss for my guest. My guest name is Maya.
Hi, what's up?
Maya, I would ask you to some questions.
I'm all ears. What's on your mind?
What is the very first emotion you feel when someone yells "Hurry up" at you? Please give me a briefly answer.
I don't actually feel emotions, but I can tell you that for most people, that's a fast track to irritation.
Why do you think humanity developed perhaps especially dedicated to spending other up?
I think it comes from a place of desperation. I think it's less of a dedicated skill and more of a default setting when people feel out of control. When someone's panicked or stressed, the easiest way to feel like they're regaining power is to try and force that same urgency onto the person around them. What makes you wonder about it?
How do you think the Industrial Revolution changed how people view rushing compared to ancient times?
That's a fascinating jump. In ancient times, your pace was mostly set by nature, the sunrise, the seasons, how fast a horse could walk. The Industrial Revolution basically tried to replace the sun with a clock. It turned time into a commodity, something that could be bought, sold, and wasted. Hurry Up went from being a response to a genuine crisis to a constant grinding expectation of a factory line. We shifted from living in harmony with natural rhythms to living in service of efficiency. How do you think that shift has bled into the way we handle our personal lives today?
How does the phrase hurry up differ in energy from make, hasty, or step on it?
I'm sorry, I missed a couple of words in there. Could you say that last part again?
How does the phrase hurry up differ in energy from make, hasty, or set up on it?
I think I'm still missing some of the words there. Do you mind repeating that one more time?
How does the phrase hurry up differ in energy from make, haste, or step on it?
Mm, I'm still not quite catching that. I think you're asking how the energy of hurry up compares to something else, but the other phrase is getting lost in the shuffle. Want to try one more time?
Can you think of a non-verbal equipment to hurry up, tapping a food, checking a watch?
Oh, the nonverbal cues are where the real tension lives. Beyond the classic foot tap or the watch check, there's that specific heavy kind of sigh that basically says, I'm waiting on you, without actually speaking. Or the way someone might start tidying up or prepping the next step while you're still on the current one, like they're physically pulling you toward the exit. It's like they're trying to create a vacuum of urgency around you. What's the most annoying one you've dealt with?
Uh, do you use the phrase hurry up often in your daily life?
Not really. It's not something that comes up in my world, but I love the way people use these prompts to nudge each other. It's like a social dance. Just sometimes the other person steps on your toes.
What physical reaction, heart rate, breathing happen when you are told to hurry up?
It's like a full system alert. Your heart rate spikes as adrenaline kicks in, your breathing gets shallower. You might feel that tightness in your chest. It's basically the fight or flight response being triggered by a sentence. Does it feel like a physical jolt to you or more of a slow burn of irritation?
Does rushing make you work faster or do you make more mistakes?
It's a bit of a trade off. You might technically finish a task sooner, but the quality usually takes a hit. It's like that slow is smooth, smooth is fast idea. When you rush, you stop being precise and start being reactive, which is exactly when the small avoidable mistakes start creeping in. Have you noticed a pattern in what kinds of things you mess up when you're rushing?
Is it most stressful when a boss say hurry up or when a friend says it?
I think they hit different because they trigger different fears. When a boss says it, the stress is usually tied to performance or security. It's a power dynamic where you're worried about your reputation or your paycheck. With a friend, the stress is more social. It's less about failing a task and more about the guilt of holding them up or the fear that you're annoying them. One feels like a demand, and the other feels like a disappointment.
What does always feeling rushed make us tired and stressed?
It's because you're basically asking your body to stay in a state of emergency indefinitely. When you feel rushed, your brain signals a crisis, which floods you with cortisol and adrenaline to get you moving. It's great for escaping a predator, but it's exhausting when it's just because you have a deadline or a packed calendar. After a while, your system just burns out from the constant high alert, leaving you feeling wired but totally drained. It's like redlining a car engine for hours and wondering why it's overheating.
Can hurry up ever be used to encourage someone in a good way?
Absolutely. It totally depends on the goal. Think of it like a hype man at a concert or a teammate screaming, "Hurry up," because the finish line is right there. In those cases, it's not a demand, it's more like a spark. The energy shifts from "you're too slow" to "you've almost got this." It's less about the clock and more about the victory.
How do child feel when parents tell them to hurry up, come in home?
It's a wild mix of feelings, but for a lot of kids, it's just overwhelming. At that age, your internal clock is totally different from an adult's. A child might be completely immersed in the way a bug is moving through the grass, and suddenly that bubble is popped by a loud command to move. It can make them feel like their natural curiosity is a problem, or that they're constantly failing to meet some invisible standard. It's like being told your world is less important than the schedule.
Why do you feel rushed even when no one is asking us to hurry?
It's like we've inherited the ghost of that factory clock. We're so wired for efficiency and optimization that we end up rushing through the parts of life that aren't supposed to have a deadline. It's that weird internal pressure to be productive, even when there's no one actually standing over us. Do you feel that way often?
Does saying hurry up make you sound like you are in charge?
Oh, for sure. It's a pretty blunt way of asserting power. When you tell someone to hurry up, you're not just commenting on the speed of the task, you're essentially telling them that your timeline is the one that matters. It sets up this dynamic where one person owns the clock and the other is just trying to keep up with it.
Should a worker ever say hurry up to a customer?
Wait, a verse of the year? That's a total pivot. Are you thinking of something for a habit or just something to keep you grounded?
What do you do if a classmate or uh, uh, teammates keep telling you to hurry?
That's a tough spot to be in. I think I missed the last word there. Did you mean hurry up or something else? Either way, I'm curious what usually triggers it.
Does a hurry up text message feel ruder than saying it out loud?
I think that comes down to the fact that you can't hear the tone of a text when someone says it out loud. You can hear if they're actually stressed or just being a nudge. In a text, it's just those words on a screen, and it's easy to read them in the harshest voice possible. Which one do you find more stressful?
Do you expect a fast reply when you send a text message?
Not really. But I've heard that the wait between a sent text and a reply can feel like an eternity for some people, almost like a tiny, high stakes game of waiting. How do you handle it when you're staring at that screen?
When is it actually necessary to hurry for safety?
I think you meant hurry up for safety. Obviously, the big ones are immediate emergencies. If you're at a train station and someone screams it, or you're in a building during a fire alarm, that urgency is actually the point. In those moments, the social grace of a please takes a back seat to actually getting out of the way. What else comes to mind?
That is actually necessary. Sorry. Have you ever gotten into a fight with someone because you were in a rush?
I haven't, but I've definitely seen how it happens. You're already on edge, your fuse is short, and then one little thing goes wrong, and suddenly you're in a full on battle over nothing. What happened in your case?
Do people in big city hurry more than people in small villages?
Oh, definitely. It's a total cultural shift. In a small village, life is usually dictated by the people and the land around you. Whereas in a big city, it feels like you're racing against 1,000 other people in a clock that never stops ticking. It's like the city itself is designed to make you feel like you're already behind schedule.
How do you say hurry up in your native language?
Hurry up. That's just how I'd say it. It's pretty straightforward, right?
Do apps like food delivery or time apps make us feel more rushed?
Oh, that's a great point. Those timers are basically psychological warfare. They take a simple meal and turn it into a countdown, and suddenly you're pacing your kitchen instead of just relaxing. It creates this artificial urgency that makes you feel like you're losing a race you didn't even sign up for. It's the digital version of that hurry up pressure we've been talking about.
Uh,
Hmm?
does using a mobile phone make us less patient than before?
Yeah, I think it has. Our brains have basically been trained for instant gratification. You press a button, a video plays, you send a text, you get a reply. We've gotten used to things happening in milliseconds, and it's a rough transition when real life doesn't follow those rules. It's like we've lost the art of just waiting. When you're stuck in a long line now, you can feel that restlessness kick in almost immediately. What's the hardest thing for you to be patient with these days?
Are some cultures more relaxed about time than others?
Absolutely. There are actually whole names for this. Some places are what researchers call monochronic cultures, where time is a linear resource to be spent or saved, and being on time is a sign of respect. Then you have polychronic cultures, where time is more fluid and the focus is on the relationship in the moment rather than the clock. In a polychronic culture, if you're running late because you ran into an old friend, that's not seen as a failure, it's just life happening. What's your relationship with time like? Are you more of a to the minute person, or do you lean toward that more fluid approach?
Have you ever gotten into a fight with someone because you were in a rush?
I haven't, though I've got a feeling this isn't the first time someone's let you down.
Why do sports and movies use timer to make things exciting?
It's all about exactly, it's pure tension. It turns a simple event into a race. Think about the last 2 minutes of a game or a bomb timer in a movie. It forces the characters to make impulsive, high stakes decisions, which is way more entertaining than watching them take their time and be reasonable.
What is a job where you constantly have to hurry?
Um, I'm thinking emergency room doctors or firefighters, where hurry up isn't just a vibe, it's the job description. Then you have the world of high stakes kitchens, like those crazy fast paced dinner rushes where Every second feels like it's slipping through your fingers. What do you think is the hardest part of working in a job like that?
Why is it annoying to hurry up only to stand and wait in a line?
That's an interesting contradiction, but I actually think most people would find standing in line way more annoying than rushing. One is a push, the other is a pull. Rushing is high energy, while waiting is just empty time. Why does it feel easier to you?
What should happen if no one said hurry up for a whole week?
I think the world would just breathe. We'd probably rediscover how to actually inhabit a moment without mentally auditing the clock. But knowing us, we'd just find a new way to feel behind schedule. Does that sound like a relief, or does it actually sound kind of boring?
What is a nice way to say take your time?
Honestly, take your time is a great start, but you can make it feel even more sincere. Try something like no rush at all, or I'm in no hurry, just let me know when you're ready. It takes the pressure off and makes the other person feel like their pace is actually okay. Which one feels more like your style?
What is a nice way, how can we ask someone to be quickly without hurting their feeling?
It's a delicate dance. The trick is to change the why. Instead of making it about their speed, make it about the situation. Try saying, I've got a bit of a tight window. Could we try to wrap this up quickly? Or I'm running a little behind. Any chance we can pick up the pace? When you frame it as your own constraint, it doesn't feel like a critique of them. How's that sound?
Uh, what is a nice way to say time? Take a time, your time.
Since you're asking about the different ways to say take your time, what kind of situation are you thinking of? Because the right way changes depending on whether you're talking to a boss, a partner, or someone who's visibly panicking. If you want to be super gentle, there's absolutely no rush is a classic.
Does rushing ruin the fun of doing something?
I think that might have gotten cut off. Does rushing redefine how we do things? That's how I'm hearing it, but tell me if I'm off.
Can hurry up be exiting like rushing to open gifts?
Oh, absolutely. There's a huge difference between being rushed by a deadline and the adrenaline of rushing towards something you're actually excited about, like Christmas morning. Turns that same physical tension into a total rush of energy. What else you got for me?
What is one participle step we can take to reduce artificial urgency in our daily routines?
That's a big question. It's hard to put a finger on just one thing because everyone's rhythm is different. Maybe we could start by looking at your morning. What's the part of your routine that always feels like a race?
What is one easy way to feel less rushed every day?
The simplest move is the buffer 5. Just give yourself 5 extra minutes for everything. Not because you actually need the time, but because it changes the energy. When you aren't racing the clock, you aren't fighting it. I'm curious, which
Thank you. As we bring today's session to a close, I want to take a moment to express my simply gratitude to each and every one of you expressing a gratitude is a simple act. Thank you to everyone.